Pulse. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. All right, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded, here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up, across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirachi. Free. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo-kun. 一つ、人格完成に人を盛ること。一つ、誠の道を守ること。一つと力の精神を養うこと。一つ、礼儀を重んずること。一つ、景気の湯を戒めること。Ready? That's it. よい。しばらくち。Ready? よい。So in today's class will be a beginner's class. Alright, so what we're going to do is learn the kata Heian Sandan. Alright, so Heian Sandan is kata number 3. It is your third traditional kata, and that's what we're going to go over. Now this class will most likely be separated into 2 separate parts. So we'll go over the first part of Heian Sandan today, and then in next week's class we'll go over the second part of Heian Sandan. We'll practice it a few times and make sure we have it locked in. Alright, so you're warmed up. What I want to do first is go over the entire kata. So I will perform the kata, the entire thing from beginning to end, and then we will go and take it section by section as we do whenever we learn any new kata or when I introduce any new kata to you. Alright, so I'll start right here. So a couple good things about this kata. It's not a long kata, number 1. Right, number 2, there aren't any kicks or anything like that. So I know Heian Nidan has some kicks, right? And Heian Nidan also is a longer kata with a very intricate middle section, is what I would say, is what I would call that section. Whereas Heian Sandan, the middle section is interesting, definitely different, okay? And we'll probably get to that section today just because I want to definitely talk about it and discuss it. We may even get through the entire kata today. But I don't want to put it all together and lock it in and say that we've completed the class in one class. Okay? Alright, so I'll be back here and I will actually perform the kata. Obviously, protocol is the same with all kata, and we'll start with our normal protocol. Heian Sandan. Alright, so that is the entire kata, Heian Sandan. Again, not a very long kata. I do want to point out, I do make a correction step in my dojo because of the size of the room. If I were to perform the kata maybe starting here, I wouldn't have to do that correction step. But I do want to point it out that I did do it here. So after this section, after this portion here, this should be an oizuki punch, stepping all the way through. But typically I'm standing really close to my wall here, and so I just do a correction step. Okay, so I pull my right foot back instead of stepping forward with my left. All right, so I just want to point that out in case you're wondering about that. Kind of, in my opinion, it's a weird looking step if you're doing the correction. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the beginning of the kata. All right, as with all kata, I'm not sure whether you're aware or not, we start off defensively. Okay, so if you look at Heian Shotokan, our first technique, our first kihon, is a Gato Mirai down block. You look at Heian Nidan, our first technique is this double block. Okay? Our first technique in Heian Sandan is an uchi-uke block. So we're going to drop into our back stance. So starting here, we're looking left, dropping into your back stance and performing uchi-uke. Okay? So it's very simple. Again, drop into your back stance. Just like with Heian Nidan, correct? You drop into a back stance. So drop into your back stance here and perform the uchi-uke. All right? Then you're going to your right foot's going to move to your left, and you're going to perform a double block. All right? So I'm going to come to you so you can see what that block looks like. This double block is an uchi-uke and a Gato Mirai at the same time. And then you're going to switch it. Okay? Your knees are slightly bent. Okay? And I know this is a very odd technique, and I get a lot of questions about the bunkai for this. And it's easier if I had a partner to demonstrate. But typically, okay, how this would come into play, this double block, it can easily be that you are blocking, you know, a strike coming in here. Maybe you just blocked a kick and you're blocking a strike at the same time, and now you're moving to block this arm and punch here. Okay, so I don't want to get into the nuances of that. Maybe I will as part of part 2 of this class. We'll get into some of the bunkai. But again, here you're moving from, okay, your uchi-uke. Your right arm moves to the uchi-uke, left arm Gato, and now switch. Left arm uchi, right arm Gato. Okay, and it's just, you see how my hands kind of come around. Okay, so your right goes like it's going into the elbow here, this elbow section. There. All right. So again, from here. All right. So practice that a few times. Okay, because now we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so again, uchi-uke here. Now your left hand is going to do the Gato, and your right is doing the uchi. All right, so this one just twists down, while this one comes up. Okay, so your hikite hand is going to go into this elbow section and go up, and then it's going to come down and through. All right. Some people, this can be a little bit complex, and it can look very strange. All right, but I want you just to take some time with this. Again, being in this kukutadachi back stance, uchi-uke, up and down. Then from here, you're going to turn 180 degrees into another back stance. So I'm going to look this direction. So we're here. Now with your right arm, you're going to perform the uchi-uke. There. Back stance. So you're turning into this back stance. Uchi-uke with the right. And now you're going to step up, knees bent, again, slightly. Right arm, now your left, your hikite hand is now going to do the uchi-uke. Your right arm is going to perform the Gato. 1, 2. All right. So this time we're here, and now you're stepping up. 1, 2. Again. Back stance, uchi-uke. 1, 2. All right. So try this section a couple times. All right. This is section 1, and in my opinion, it's. And looking at Heian Shotokan and Nidan, and then comparing it to Heian Sandan, this is the most complex. All right, because with Heian Shotokan, it's simply a Gato Mirai down block, punch. Right, you turn back, there's a strike, and then a punch. All right, Heian Nidan, you have this bow block with this double strike. You turn, another double strike. Okay, To me, that's more simple, okay, than this, because you're stepping into this back stance, uchi-uke at the same time, stepping up, 1, 2, turning 180 degrees in back stance, uchi-uke, and now stepping up, 1, 2. All right, knees again slightly bent. All right, so practice that with me a couple times. From here, we pronounce kata, look left, step into your back stance, uchi-uke, step up, block, block. Now turning 180 degrees in back stance. Block, step together, knees bent, block, block. Okay? All right, that's section 1. Now again, it's not a long section, again, not a long kata, all right? But I want to go over that a couple times because that's, in my opinion, it's a little bit complex. It's definitely something a little new with this double block. All right, so practice that double block, and this can be practiced anywhere, right? Again, you don't have to be standing in a back stance or anything like that, right? You can be in the shower and just practice that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, start on the other side. Start here. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, go back to the other side. 1, 2. All right, practice that, all right, because that's key to this particular section. And next week we'll get into the bunkai, what that would look like. Okay, so again, let's practice that 2 more times. Okay, first time I'm going to talk through it. Second time by the numbers. Third time we'll just do it on our own. Okay, and then we'll move on to section 2. So here we're in shizentai, ready stance. We've announced kata, looking left. Step into back stance, or drop into back stance, uchi-uke. Step up, double block, 1, 2, 180 degrees, back stance, uchi-uke. Step up, knees together, slightly bent, double block, 1, 2, and yame. All right, good. So again, that's section 1. Now I'm just going to go by the numbers. So listen to the numbers, not each. I'm not going to walk you through each technique. Okay? In shizentai, ready? We've announced kata, looking left, and hajime. Ichi, ni, 1, 2, son, shi, yame. All right, so it's just 4 movements there. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 movements. All right. All right, let's do it by the numbers one more time, and then I'll leave you on your own to do section 1. Ready? We're in shizentai. We've announced kata, looking left, and ichi. Ni, son, shi, yame. All right, very good. All right, this time on your own. So just go through this section. Ready? And shizentai. And hajime. All right, very good, yame. All right, so that's section 1. Okay, so somewhat complex, as are all beginnings of kata, right? Heian Shodan, Heian Nidan, Heian Sandan. All right, we've gotten through section 1. Okay, section 2 starts off with, all right, you're just turned to here, your double block. Now you're going to look left and perform a Maroto Uke in a back stance. Fairly simple, right? Okay, again, your block is here. You're step to there, all right? 1, 2. Okay, so your upper hand, your right hand is the supporting hand, your left hand is the blocking hand, stepping into back stance, Maroto Uke. All right? So again, when I'm standing here, so again, you're starting here with you just performed your double block. All right, now you're going to do that Maroto Uke. So your right hand is the supporting hand, your left hand is the blocking hand, stepping in a back stance, Maroto Uke. Good. Now Nukete. We know Nukete, right? That's from our Heian Nidan. So this hand, the blocking hand, is going to slap or block the other hand, the hand that's coming to you, block it down. Nukete in a forward stance, just like this. Okay, so try that a couple times. From here, Maroto Uke, and then Nukete. So looking left, Maroto Uke, Nukete. All right, I'll perform it from this side here. Here's our double block. Looking left, Maroto Uke, back stance, Nukete, front stance. Okay, do it again a little bit further back. Just finished your double block. Looking left, Maroto Uke, back stance, Nukete, front stance. All right. From here, all right, the Nukete. It's as if someone has grabbed your wrist. All right, so the Nukete failed. Someone has now grabbed your wrist. All right, so what do? You're going to move into this hand, all right, by turning it. So turn your hand. This hand can come back. So turn the hand and move towards it to strike that person. This hand would be behind your back. All right? Behind your back as you hammer fist strike the person that was holding your hand. Right? You've moved them, you've pulled your hand back. So again, it's as if someone grabbed that Nukete hand out in front. You're twisting and turning your body, okay, so that it pulls their face this way. As you turn towards them, you're then striking their face with that hammer fist. All right? So from the Nukete, here, they've grabbed your wrist, move toward them, hammer fist, and your stance here should be kibidachi. Right? Knees slightly bent, parallel to one another, feet parallel as well, facing that direction, performing this hammer fist as you come around. The next technique and the last technique in this section is an oizuki punch from here. So you're punching with your right hand, stepping into a front stance, right, for the oizuki punch. All right, that's section 2. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, right? That's section 2. All right, so again, let's look at it from the Nukete. All right, from the Nukete, and then we'll start it from the block. Okay, Nukete, twist, pull, turn, hammer fist, kibidachi stance. Now you're going to take this hand because it's been released, right? You've gotten your hand away, you've struck your opponent with this hammer fist, and now you're going to step into an oizuki front stance. All right. Now, the key here is the momentum that is built from the turn. All right, when you do it step by step, it doesn't work as well as from the Nukete. Okay. The grab, the turn, the strike, the punch. All right. all of that kind of this whirling dervish as it moves toward your opponent. Okay? So that's what you're going for here. And again, whenever you actually perform the kata, obviously you're not going to go that slowly. So make sure that at this point it is this nukete, the grab, the turn, the strike, the punch. Okay? Let it flow. So let's do this from the block, from here. Ready? Moroto uke, back stance. Nukete, front stance. Now, the nukete twist, turns your body. Kibidachi, hammer fist. Oizuki punch, front stance. Good. Do it again, a little bit further back. And I feel like I'm moving a little too close to the camera and you can't see my feet. And seeing my feet are important for these stances. Okay. All right, so from back here, we've done our block. Looking left, Moroto uke, back stance. Nukete, front stance. Twisting that hand around and kibidachi, hammer fist. Oizuki punch, front stance. All right, that is the end of section 2. Well, last technique in section 2. Now, you're going to put your hands on your hips and twist up and around. So that now you should land or stop with your feet together just like this. Okay, so it's almost like a corkscrew up. You're turning and up, and now you're facing the other direction. Okay, so here is your Oizuki punch. I'm going to bring my feet together, twist and up. Okay, so my feet should be together. Fist right above your belt. Looking behind, looking back to where you started the kata. All right, so if I were to start here and end here, I should end looking back in this direction where I started. Okay, so we've done our double block. Moroto uke, back stance, nukete, front stance, twisting, turning, kibidachi, hammer fist, oizuki punch. Now your back foot, okay, your left foot is going to come to your right foot, and you're going to turn on the ball of your right foot to get to here. All right, let's look at that a couple more times. Oizuki punch. Turn and up. Turn and up, all right, like a corkscrew. Again, here is your Oizuki punch in front stance. Turning on this foot, bringing this foot around and to it. All right, rising up. All right, let me do it from this side. You're here with your Oizuki punch. Up and around. Right, I'll do it from this side. Oizuki punch. Up and around. Okay? Just make that turn and up. So you're standing up all the way. Feet are together. Hands on, or knee, or fists on hips. Just above your belt. That's the end of section 2. Okay? So let's perform section 2 a couple times. Then we'll put 1 and 2 together before we start moving into section 3. Okay? All right, so section 2 starts. All right, we've performed our block. Ready? Moroto uke, back stance, nukete, front stance. Twisting, turning, landing in kibidachi, hammer fist. Turning again to Oizuki punch. Turning on your right foot, twisting up in a corkscrew, fist on hips. Okay, that's the end of section 2. And I keep landing in the worst spots to do that turn because the way my floors are put together, my feet aren't able to come together because I'm twisting on these joints. But if you can do it right, so my foot is here. This is a good spot. Oizuki punch, the twist and the up, the feet should land together, all right? Just like that, okay? Slightly, so almost like when you're bowing, all right? Your ankles are together, your heels are together, but your toes are not. There's a V. I can look down and see a V from my toes at the front to my heels at the back. I can see just like this, right? That's the goal when you get to that turn. Okay, so again, do it here. Oizuki to there. All right, so that's your goal. So try to work on that. It's going to be a little bit difficult with balance, okay? But again, that's part of the reason that you're doing this. Okay, so again, Oizuki punch, turning, twisting up, bringing that foot back till you get to this position with your feet and knee or fist on hips. Okay. All right. So instead of walking you through it completely, we're going to go by the numbers this time. Okay. Block. All right. Ready? Our first technique is moving into Moroto Uke. That's Ichi. Ready? Ichi. Nukete, knee, knee. Kibarachi, hammer fist, san, san. Oizuki, yum, yum. Corkscrew up, go, go. And yame. All right. So I won't come to camera this time because again, my feet aren't in camera. I want to make sure you're able to see my feet. So I'm going to go in this direction, just like I did when I performed the kata from beginning to end. Starting here, double block. Looking left, ready? By the numbers, completely by the numbers. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, yum, go, and yame. Okay, feel pretty good about that? All right, let's do it 2 more times by the numbers, then your own speed and pace. Then we're going to combine section 1 and 2. All right. Okay. So again, right here, by the numbers, feet together. At this point, your feet and your toes are together. Okay, so both times that you're doing this double block, your feet and toes are together. So just like this. Okay, as close as possible, your feet and toes. All right. So this is where we are. Feet and toes close together, so knees slightly bent. Double block has been performed. Ready? Ichi, ni, san, yum, go. Yame. All right. Hopefully you feel pretty good about that. This time we're going to go at your own speed and your own pace. Okay. Starting with the double block, looking left into the Moroto Uke. All right. So this, I'm going to perform it at the speed that you most likely should be performing it at. Okay. So I don't want you to go too slow, but I don't want you to rush if you don't know the sequence yet. But try to work up to this speed. But again, I want you to do it at your own speed and pace right now. Okay. All right. Ready? And hajime. Please. Yeah, man. All right. Another thing I didn't point out, your ki point is the Oizuki punch. All right. So that is your first ki point in this kata, is that Oizuki punch. All right. After the hammer fist and kibarachi, this is your first ki point. Please. A little bit of kime here, all right? A little bit of 1, 2, all right? So punch, ki, 1, 2, then turn and up. Okay? All right, so just watch me this time because I want you to understand that sequence. Timing, kime, ki, everything. All right, so just watch me this time to kind of understand the timing of this particular sequence. Okay? From here. And just watch. And yame. All right. So that is the sequence. That is the timing. The only, I don't want to say exception. Again, your style, however you decide to perform this in the end, all right, is after the ki and the punch here. You don't have to twist up as quickly as I did. So, ki, 1/1000, 2/1000, twist up. I got right on the joint again. Okay, so ki point, 1/1000, 2/1000, twist up. You don't have to do it that fast. Okay, if you want this to be this slow rotation, make it a slow rotation. Okay, ki point, 1/1000, 2/1000. Go slow with it. All right. If that's something you want to do. Again, with my back to you, Mizuki punch, ki point, 1/1000, 2/1000, slow it up. If you can make it look coordinated, if you can make it look a little bit prettier than I do, okay? When I do it quickly because of in my opinion, I feel like it looks a little bit better. But again, that's your call at this particular section. I've seen it done both ways, and there's not a right and there's not a wrong. All right. So again, how I perform it: ki, 1/1000, 2/1000, turn. Okay. Up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to turn my back to you and do the same thing again. Ki, 1/1000, 2/1000, turning up. All right, if you want it to be slower, a little bit more kime there, all right, a little bit slower up on your timing, not wrong to do that, okay? It's completely your call, okay? All right, so that is section 2, all right? That takes you all the way through section 2. Let's go ahead and put 1 and 2 together. All right, we'll practice that a couple times, and we'll go ahead and call class for today because I want to have something to work on next week. And next week is the end of the kata, right? There's only 2 more sections, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So there's only 2 more sections. There's only 4 sections in this entire kata. All right. So next week we'll work on section 3 and 4, and then we'll look at some bunkai to actually feel like you're actually putting this into practice a little bit. Okay? All right, so let's put 1 and 2 together. All right, so we're going to do this from the beginning, and we're going to do this. I'm going to talk you through the entire thing, 1 and 2, sections 1 and 2. Then we're going to do it again by the numbers, and then we're going to do it again by the numbers. Then we'll do it one last time at your own speed and pace. Hopefully you'll be able to make it through the entire section 1 and 2 together. All right, without me narrating. Okay. All right. So back to your beginning spot, wherever you would prefer to begin this kata. I was thinking about doing it. Yeah, let me do it from here. I feel like I'll be a little bit more on camera for you, and not walking off to end at that section. All right. Plus, it just gives you another angle. All right. So I'll do it from both. So both times. Narrations first time, by the numbers twice. When I do it by the numbers, I'll just rotate. Okay, so here, starting in Shizen-tai, we've announced kata, we've gone through protocol. Ready? Looking left. Ichi, uchi-uke block. Ni, double block. Son, turning 180 degrees. Back stance, uke. Yum, double block. Ichi, moroto uke, back stance. Ni, nukete. Son, kibarachi, hammer fist. Yon, oizuki punch. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, ki, right? You've ki'd already. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. Turn up in a corkscrew. Yon. Okay. That's section 1 and 2 put together. Let's do it again here. This time I'm just counting. Just counting. So you're not going to hear my narration telling you each technique before you do it. All right. Count. Ready? We've announced kata and hajime. Ichi, ni, son, yon, ichi, ni, son, yon, hai, go. And yame. All right, very good. Felt pretty good about that. All right, now we're gonna move in this direction, counting again. Okay, so just by the numbers, listen for my count. Ready? We've announced kata and hajime. Ichi, ni, son, yon. Ichi, ni, son, yon, ai, go. Yame. All right. So that's section 1 and 2 put together. All right. Hopefully you got that. Hopefully you got both 1 and 2 put together smoothly there. All right. By the numbers. That works for us. Now let's put them together. 1 and 2, no count, your own speed and pace. All right. If you need to refer to the camera, refer to the video and watch me, that's fine. Pause the video until you're able to get through section 1 and 2 without narration, without going by the numbers. All right. So that next week, when we start section 3 and 4, you've got section 1 and 2 down. All right, section 1 and 2 are in your brain. You're not even thinking about what do I do again. You've got it in your brain. 1 and 2 are down. You're ready to lock in 3 and 4. All right, so let's start here. All right, again, your own speed and pace. We've announced kata and hajime. And yame. Sorry, I should have cut you off there. All right, let's do it again. All right, I'm not going to cut you off, so your own speed and pace. When I'm done, I'm done. I'll step back to center of class and give you a few seconds to finish the kata. All right, I'm going to start from another angle again, just to give you as many different ways to look at this as I can. Okay, ready? We've announced kata. Your own speed and pace. And hajime. And yame. All right, very good. So, section 1 and 2, I think we have it down pretty good. All right, we've gone by the numbers, okay? We've gone through narration. We know where our ki point is for section, the end of section 2, kind of the end, right? the end before we make our turn and stand to prepare for section 3. All right? Very good. Okay, so again, like I said, next week we're going to look at sections 3 and 4 and a little bit of bunkai to go with. All right? We'll put the entire kata together and we will go through the entire kata from beginning to end 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times. All right? That's my goal. All right? We'll also talk about some of the bunkai that kind of go with the kata, just so you have some reference there. It makes the kata feel a little bit more efficient. It makes the kata feel a little bit more real. We've already talked about some in this class, right? We've talked about from the nukete, right? Someone has grabbed your wrist. You're turning and twisting into them, okay? Because sometimes pulling back doesn't do much, right? If you perform this nukete and they've grabbed your wrist, doing this doesn't really do much, all right? You're working against the force that they have. They're bigger and stronger. What you want to do is turn into it, right? Turn your wrist, bringing your body to them, letting that turn build up this strike, right? That's an important part of martial arts and Shotokan karate in particular, right? We always talk about the hip twist for punches, right? When that hip makes that twist, right? So again, just like here, the nukete came, you're twisting, right? That turn is what gives that hammer fist the power to deliver a good, hard, strong blow. All right, so again, from here, in a good stance, good keep it out stance, hips are able to twist and throw that good, hard strike. All right, so that's part of the bunkai there. Okay, so we've kind of already discussed some of it, right? And I want to get into the beginning portion. This part, we'll get into some of that next week so you kind of understand what that block is, what it looks like, how the practicality comes with it. And again, there's several, so you kind of take what you want from it. And it, again, may not look exactly like the kata. It will for the most part, but when you think about maybe some of a defense and an offense at the same time, maybe again you can kind of look at it a little bit differently. Okay, so again, let's go through the entire thing just one more time before we wrap up. I just want to make sure we have section 1 and 2 down very well before we get into next week's class of sections 3 and 4. Come back to this class, okay, a couple times this week so that you lock in section 1 and 2 before you move into 3 and 4 next week. All right, I'll start here. Let's go through the entire thing and go through protocol together. So from Shizentai, ready, Yoi, Subarachi, ready, Yoi, announce kata, Heian Sandan, and your own speed and pace, Hajime. Very good, Yame. All right, let's come back to center of the class. Yoi. Subarachi, Rei. Yoi. Seiza. All right, today's meditation, I want you to go through sections 1 and 2 in your mind. All right, go through them from beginning to end. All right, think about timing. Think about kime at the end of section 2 especially. All right, and mokuso. Mokuso yame, sensen yure. Tate. Yoi. Musubirachi. Re. Yoi. Os. All right. Thank you, students, for joining me for this class on Heian Sandan. Again, we've gone through sections 1 and 2. Walked through this class a couple times this week in preparation for next week, where we're going to go through sections 3 and 4, put it all together into one kata, all right? And then potentially look at some of the bunkai that would go with this to kind of make the kata feel a little bit more real to you, make the kata feel like it's a little bit more relatable, all right? Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next week. Os.